There he is. Yeah. That's a sweet Root to Fight jacket, Dustin. How are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for doing this. You're rocking the Good Fight Foundation t-shirt. It's a big night for the Good Fight Foundation, right?
Yeah, big day. I just got back probably 30 minutes ago.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Tell us.
We give out 500 hams,
Whoa.
500 bread baskets, 500 packs of green beans, 500 sweet potato cases, meals, family meals, Thanksgiving family meals.
Wow. And by the way, why hams, not turkey?
Because they're more stable, like hams are pre-cooked. You just need to warm them up.
Oh, okay.
If we have raw turkeys, things can get a little tricky,
Wow. And who helps you do this?
Man, I mean, the list would take me forever to name off every name that makes this possible, because it takes, first of all, Prejean's Cajun Restaurant in Carencro, Louisiana, opened their doors and let us use their freezers to store all the hams. And they also have a dock, so 18-wheelers can pull in and unload everything. Tony Sachery's donated as well. I mean, dude, that's, besides the companies that help, the people hands-on, Tim Metcalf, Karen Metcalf, my wife Jolie, Kyle Kellner, Stephanie Kellner, my brothers, families, friends. My mom was there. Theo Vaughn was here. So many, and the list, and I'm missing so many people. I mean, it takes all of us as a community and friends to make these things happen. I could never do this alone.
How many weeks, months go into this?
So for this one, I would say it's been planning a month, getting everything delivered, making sure we have all the food and pans, and also hot water. Sent out hot water for everyone. I would say a good month for this specific goal.
Why do you do this?
Why not? The goal is to leave the place better than you found it. That's the goal of life, and to give people a reason to smile. And because I know I have a platform, like the news is going to come out and let the public know about this. So fighting has been a vehicle to help me get to this point, to be able to speak to the masses and to be able to raise money for causes like this.
Well,
but 500 families are going to have a Thanksgiving meal that might have not had one, not because of me, but because of everyone from auctioning fight kits to donating fight kits, donating to the foundation, to donating their time. These companies donating products, it's all of us, and why not?
Yeah, it's incredible what you guys do, and massive kudos to you for doing what you do, and your whole team, your whole family, who puts this all together. I know you were just in Las Vegas. I saw you there at the Apex. I think you went to the F1 as well. Did you go check out the race?
Yeah, I was out there with Celsius. They brought me out. Had great seats. It was intense. I've been to IndyCar. I've been to NASCAR. That was my first F1 event, and it was pretty cool.
I've been to one F1 event, and I found it hard to follow because they just whiz by you, and then I just find myself watching the TV the whole time.
No, that's exactly what I just told someone today when they asked me about it. It's like they're going 200-something miles an hour, and you're shoulder to shoulder trying to watch. So you watch the screen until they make it right in front of you. Then you look down for a second, and then you back to the screen.
Right. It's weird. It's weird in that regard, but people love it. You were at the Apex for the fights, and what a photo. It brought me back. You and the Korean Zombie together. That brought me back to Fairfax, Virginia back in the day. What was it like seeing him again?
It was cool, man. He's solid, bro. I went to give him a hug. I'm like, damn, this dude's solid. This is a middleweight right here, it felt like. Seemed happy. His wife was there. It was all smiles. And his English is getting good, I got to say.
Oh, really? Wow. His YouTube channel is fantastic. He puts out great content. But, man, they brought me back to that fight. You remember that fight, right? In, I think it was George Mason University. That potential.
Of course, it was my first main event.
Yeah, on Fuel TV. And I'll never forget you coming back to speak to us afterwards to do the post-fight interview. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I was heartbroken.
Yeah, man. Oh, that was I think one of the very first times doing the TV stuff where the fighter who didn't win came to the back to speak. And it was so hard to speak to you because you were so upset. You were so heartbroken. But you still came. You still came. And it will always stick with me, the emotion on your face, because it felt like you were so close to getting the title shot. And it just, it just didn't come to fruition. It ended up coming to fruition down the line. But you two together will always bring back those, I don't want to say good memories, because I'm sure they're not great memories for you, but maybe now in retrospect, you can see some positivity.
No, I appreciate it all, man. I've been fighting long enough, Ariel, to where like the journey, I can step back a couple of steps and kind of appreciate things. Maybe in the moment, even years right after that, I was still in a different place mentally. But looking back now, it propelled me to be the fighter I was in those next fights and taught me a lot. That's when I made the switch to American Top Team from training in Louisiana. So it's just part of the story. I'm thankful for it. You never want to lose, but if it can be 2 L's, you take a loss and a lesson, you can keep moving forward.
Oh, I love that. The last time we spoke was in July after the Gaethje fight. And again, you showed up on the Monday to talk about it, literally less than 2 days later. How long, if at all, did it take for you to kind of move past that fight?
I'm still processing everything months later. It's what a ride it's been in this fight journey. Still learning every day, still trying to improve. I'm just along for the ride, man, trying to be better each time.
Have you allowed yourself to watch it?
Right after, like the couple days after I did, but I haven't seen it since.
Okay. And so when you say like you're still kind of trying to process it, I would imagine you kind of took a break mentally, physically, like you don't train, you don't do anything. How long does that last?
That lasted, I took my family on vacation right after the fight. So a couple weeks, I was in the gym, maybe did jiu-jitsu, maybe did some bag work, skill work here and there, but I wasn't every day in the gym.
Okay. Did anything come your way? I'd seen something that maybe the idea of fighting in Abu Dhabi was floated your way. Was that a serious proposition?
Yeah, they offered me to fight on like a 10 or 11 days notice.
How seriously did you consider it?
I accepted it. I mean, my weight's been crazy low these last few months. I've stayed on a diet. I wouldn't say a diet, but I've been eating really healthy these last few months. So making the weight wasn't a problem. The thing was, the UFC called me the day I landed in South Florida. I was just checking on my condo there, doing some training with my team there because I hadn't been there since the fight. And then they called me the day I flew in, and I was like, hey, perfect, man, let's go.
Okay, and what happened? Why didn't it come to fruition?
So when they called me, they told me to give them 24 hours. They asked me what's my weight, would I accept the fight? Kind of wouldn't give me a whole lot of info. I accepted, waited 24 hours. Then I started hitting up Hunter, hitting up my management, like, hey, I haven't heard anything, dude. It's been 24 hours. What's going on? So I guess they told me they would have an answer for me in 24 hours because pending Volkan, I guess they offered it to Volkanovski and they were waiting on his confirmation. That's what I'm guessing, but I don't know.
Did you get a call?
No.
Is that cool? I mean, at least just to say like, hey, thanks, but no thanks.
That's business, Ariel. That's what that is.
But you were down. You would have done it.
Oh, dude, down like 4 flats. I was in there. I thought it was perfect timing, because I just planned the trip to Florida. The day, a few hours after I landed and got back to my condo from the airport, I got a call, and I knew my team was there. My boxing coach is there. Mike Brown was there, and they were going to be there for the next couple of weeks. So it was less than 2 weeks away, and my team was all intact, ready to go. So I thought it was a good time.
Did you find out that you weren't getting it when we found out that the fight was happening between Volkan and Islam, or did you find out before that?
I find out whenever everyone found out.
Oh, wow. Were you upset, or was it just kind of like, all right, maybe it wasn't meant to be?
Yeah, it is what it is in this game. You never know what's going to happen. They could be calling me tomorrow with the fight. I don't know. That's just the fight game. Anything can happen at any time, and it does. So you just keep rolling with it. Stay ready. Keep your weight good. Then that's what I do.
Were you surprised that he knocked him out in the first?
I was surprised by the result. When a guy takes a chance like that to do something great on short notice, unprepared, no telling what Volk was doing. Was he training? Was he? I thought it was going off their first fight. I thought it was going to be a lot more competitive. But then again, this is fighting, man. Anything can happen.
And so I've seen recently you have popped up a little bit on social media. It seems like you would like to fight at UFC 300. Is that an accurate thing to say? This would be your ideal scenario, you fighting on that great card?
I think it would be cool. like I've said in all these interviews, I'm not going to be probably fighting at 400. I missed 200, 300 would be awesome to have on the resume.
So while you were in the UFC at the Apex, this, that, and the other, did you happen to have any conversations about this idea, this desire to fight on the card?
Yeah, I sat down with the UFC. We talked about it, and they're kind of on the same page as me. If we can get the right opponent that makes sense for a big fight, then we can do it.
Okay. Is there anyone in the works? Is there anyone they're proposing?
No, nothing yet. But I still have faith.
What the hell? Nothing yet. I mean, it's approaching, no?
I mean, it's in April.
April, yeah. I mean, yeah, but you kind of have a sense of who would be in your orbit at this point.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
It's a weird one. Do you have a preference? Like, do you have a dream scenario, for lack of a better word?
A fight that guarantees me a title fight, or a really big fight, something that I'm super excited about doing. That's all I want.
Right, but there's no specific name.
No.
And I know we've talked about 170 in the past, because I know the issue is 155. There just aren't that many names that excite you. There's a boatload of guys that are fresh to you at 170. Was that discussed with the UFC at all?
No, we kind of discussed my weight. I think I was 172 pounds when I was sitting in the office. Dude, I'm just too small for 170. People don't understand the fight game and the weight cutting and how big these guys are. You know, like that. You can't weigh 172, 173 pounds walking around and skip breakfast, weigh in, and then fight the next day at 173 pounds when these guys are going to be 195 or, you know, it just, people don't understand.
No, I get that.
At the top level, you give 20 pounds to somebody. I mean, it's just not good.
You once fought at 45, right? That fight that I was talking about in Virginia was at 45. Do you think you ever go back to that? Maybe that's more realistic.
At the weight I've been walking around these past couple months, I probably could make the cut, but I'm not going to do it. Like, I'm not going to drain my body down that much to be at 145. It's just not healthy. It's not going to be fun. It's going to make me hate the process, and that's not what I want to do. I want to enjoy the process and fight and feel good.
So did the UFC say to you, like, okay, you're on the card, we just have to find something that makes sense, or is there a chance you
They were kind of like they were kind of in my corner about the situation. Like, if 300 is my goal, if I want to make that happen, we can probably make it happen. But we didn't have like extensive talks into that. They were just like, yeah, we can probably do that.
Okay, have they said where 300 is yet? Probably Las Vegas, right?
I would think the T-Mobile Arena, but I don't know.
Yeah. And is that fine for you going from July to April, or in a perfect world, if there wasn't a 300, right? If it was just in the middle of these numbers, would you have preferred to come back sooner?
In a perfect world, I would have been flying to Abu Dhabi a few months ago.
Sure. Yeah, I know. But like now, if that didn't come to fruition, would you have been pushing for like a January return or a February return?
Yeah, I turned 35 in January. I wanted to fight before I turned 35, but I don't think that, that's not going to happen.
Oh, wow. That's a big number.
Yeah, dude. And, in this game, we age in dog years, so I'm getting up there.
Nah, I mean, I would imagine you still got a solid 10 years left.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
10 years.
You're right, man.
Come on. 35 is nothing, especially, some of these heavyweights go to like 43, 44, 45.
Yeah, it's a different thing, man. Heavyweight's a different thing.
Did you enjoy the Apex? Like watching fights there?
I've only been there to fight and also to corner. I've never been there as a spectator, so it was cool, man. It's everyone's really close. There's not a lot of people in there. There's not a bad seat. It's really intimate. You can hear every shot. You can hear every coaching instruction. It's cool. It's a different point of view watching MMA, especially when you know what you're watching and listening to and how these guys are reacting to their corner and reacting to hearing their opponent's corner. It's just a different thing when it's quiet like that.
What about your guy, Brendan Allen?
Yeah, man. Louisiana strong.
Yes.
He's incredible performance, and he's still getting better. But that dude, I've been telling people were asking me about what I thought about Paul Craig's jiu-jitsu. And I'm like, dude, Brendan, I've been knowing Brendan since I was young on the mats in Louisiana. This kid's been competing in IBJJF tournaments and stuff since he was like maybe early as 12, 13 years old. I've seen this guy. I competed in tournaments.
Wow.
He's been around a very long time.
So you did you like when you were training in Louisiana? Was he there too with Tim Crater and all those guys?
He was up closer to New Orleans, like midway between Lafayette and New Orleans. But yeah, we were on the mats together all the time.
Wow.
When he was 14 years old, we were punching each other.
Really? Where?
Yeah. At Tim Crater's gym.
When did you walk through those doors for the first time?
At Tim's gym?
Yeah.
Probably when I was maybe 18 or 19 years old.
Wait, so you just said you were at 14 punching each other?
No, Brendan was 14.
Oh, got it. Okay. When did you first walk into any gym?
A boxing gym when I was 17.
Why?
I didn't have anything else to do.
You just saw, like, you were just walking down the street one day, or did someone say, hey, you should come here? Like, how did it happen?
No, I loved combat sports. I loved boxing first. And then I just knew whatever I would watch fights and I would be inspired by it. And I knew whatever those guys were showing in there, fighting through the blood and the grit, and just kept pushing forward. I knew I had whatever that was. I knew I had it.
Wow.
I knew I had that.
So the original dream was boxing.
Yeah.
When did it transition over?
When I met some MMA guys at the boxing gym.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
like, did they have to convince you, or were you like, initially like, nah, I want to do this boxing thing. What is this crazy cage fighting stuff?
No, I knew about cage fighting. Me and my dad used to watch, VHS tapes.
Yeah.
From like mom and pop video stores way back in the day. And of course I knew about cage fighting, and I had wrestled a little bit when I was younger. Didn't know anything about jiu-jitsu, but when I met those guys in the boxing gym and they started telling me about where they trained at and did kickboxing and jiu-jitsu, that next weekend I was at their gym and I just never turned back.
So no amateur boxing bouts, right?
No, all my friends I came up with all had amateur boxing. They had their boxing cards and stuff like that, but I didn't compete.
Is that something that needs to happen before it's all said and done? A boxing match?
Boxing?
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to, just before it's all done, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think I have like 5-6 more fights left on my contract with the UFC.
It could happen. I mean, Jorge Masvidal was talking about now he was given the green light to box and things like that.
Yeah, I would like to.
This is like a bucket list type of thing.
I mean, the first time I ever put on a pair of gloves, it was boxing gloves. I thought I was going to be a boxer.
That's crazy. That is crazy. You sometimes think about where your life would be if you were a boxer? Not to say that you're unhappy with this life, but it could have been a totally different thing.
Yeah, I'm happy with where it went. I think I would have done well in boxing. I still think I can do well in boxing. But, I'm an MMA fighter.
Yeah. Regis Prograis, solid boxer out of New Orleans.
Yeah. He's not... He comes down to the New Orleans Boxing Club every now and then, I believe, but he's definitely a New Orleans guy. He has a big fight coming up with Haney, right?
Yeah. Do you follow boxing more than MMA? Is that a crazy thing? No.
Not more than MMA.
No. Boxing's fun these days.
Yeah,
I'm really into it.
Yeah, man. I definitely follow all combat sports, but I'm a huge boxing fan.
Who's your favorite?
Right now, I still want to see Lomachenko fight. I was such a big fan of Lomachenko for so long.
What about our boy Francis? Did you watch that?
So, dude, I'm reading play-by-play as I'm trick-or-treating with my daughter. The neighborhood where her friends live did it the weekend before Halloween because the kids are out of school, and it was going to be a late night trick-or-treating. So as I'm walking around the neighborhood, I'm on my phone trying to read play-by-play. I went back and watched the highlights and stuff, but I haven't sat down and watched round by round and kind of scored it because I see all the media talking about this and that. I need to make a decision for myself.
Oh, man, you got to watch it. It was incredible. I mean, kind of watching it live is enthralling because you're like, holy shit, he's actually going to do it, and then he doesn't do it, of course, not spoiling it. Were you bummed that you couldn't watch it live? Like, we were like, fuck, I wish I could be home right now.
Of course, but then also I'm in dad mode. I got a little girl who's excited to be dressed up for Halloween, so I'm thankful for that. I enjoyed that with my daughter, but I need to go back and watch it. Just from what I've seen highlights and from what I've read, in my head leading up to this fight, I just thought Francis was going to get schooled. I really did.
Yes.
So it's exciting to see him compete well and against arguably one of the best heavyweight of all time.
By the way, I saw your Halloween costume, the family costume. It was Adam's family, right?
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. You guys looked fantastic. Who's in charge of this?
Yeah, man. I grew my beard out.
Oh, was that real? Was that a real mustache?
Yeah, hell yeah. Come on, dude.
Wow, we're showing it right now. It's incredible. I thought that was like penciled in.
Nah, man. I grew my beard out for over a week. Then I shaved everything off. Then I edged the mustache up. Then I used my wife's eyeliner to make it black because my hair is brown. You know, I wanted it to be black like Gomez.
It's amazing. Your daughter looks incredible as Wednesday. Everyone looks great.
Oh, she was so pumped, dude.
Wait, so this is what you were dressed like that on that night? This is that night, October 28th?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I've never heard about this 3 days before, like the weekend before Halloween thing. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, different neighborhoods. Like I'm in Youngsville, Louisiana, right outside of Lafayette. Different neighborhoods and surrounding areas have different times as they set trick-or-treating for different neighborhoods. And they just thought it would be better to do it on the weekend.
Makes total sense. So on the actual day, there's nothing happening on the 31st?
I think what we do, I think we might have barbecued and just hung out at the house.
Okay. All right. I like that. Halloween, like it's like Thanksgiving. It should always be on the Saturday, like the last Saturday of October, like Thanksgiving, you know what I mean? This makes more sense.
Well, as a father, you know, if you have school the next morning, for us, we have to get up at 6 a.m. You can't have your kid eating candy, walking around till 9 p.m. It's just going to be rough.
That's a great idea. I'm going to try to start this in my neighborhood. I saw you with my boy Action Bronson in New York.
Yeah, man, Baklava. I've been a fan of his for a long time, and we message back and forth here and there, but to finally get to hang out with him was cool.
I feel like we need a DP F That's Delicious hot sauce combo like cooking session. I feel like Louisiana. Was there any talks of this? I feel like this needs to happen.
Years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, I sent him out some hot sauce. He tried it out. He liked it. We never talked about doing something for the media or making a video, but I'm down for sure.
Yes, this needs to happen. What else do we have going on business-wise? You have the hot sauce. You have the charity. Obviously, we just talked about the alcohol. Yes. What do we got in the works?
The bourbon, yeah. I got the wine market here. Marcelo's Wine Market in Lafayette, Louisiana is doing good. Just got the new signage up. You know, I got my hands in everything.
What do you mean new signage?
Well, when we took it over, it's been there for 30 years. It had these old signs and at the road and old signs on the building. So we made a new logo for the Marcelo's Wine Market and put up this new LED display that can show pictures and everything, you know, like the full color screen.
More fighters need to be like you. I feel like if the career, God forbid, ended tomorrow, you have so many other things going on. Some other guys are just focused on the fighting, but you do a great job. Like all these businesses, this is very rare, right? Are you surprised when you talk to other fighters that they don't have this many stuff going on? You talked about a condo you just mentioned. That's another, bit of revenue. This has to happen, no?
Yeah, I've got some residential and some commercial real estate as well. Nah, I've always been a hustler, man. I from the first fight, I knew I can't fight forever. You got to set yourself up, put yourself in a good spot. So I don't have to fight. I fight because I love it.
Right. And maybe that's the difference. Who guides you throughout all this? Like, do you have a business or like some sort of financial planner? Like, how do you do this?
Yeah, I have a bunch. I have a bunch of friends who are successful business owners, restaurateurs, property owners that I bounce info off of, ask questions, listen to them when they talk. I'm just around a lot of good people and have some friends who are very successful in what they do. And I just listen and learn the same way I did in fighting. When I'd go to big gyms, I'd sit around the greats and listen to them talk and the way they view things and try to pick up, what they put down. That's how you learn.
What's the dream? Is there like a dream business that you haven't started yet that you want to cross off that list at some point?
I'm living the dream, man. Of course, I'm going to just keep growing. I'm a partner in hop water as well, a seltzer water brewed with hops and adaptogens. We're growing fast with that as well. We just launched the double hop, bigger cans, and it's just I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Wow. And just curious, before I let you go, a big piece of news on Monday regarding PFL and Bellator. A lot of fighters who train at ATT involved in this, probably most notably Johnny Eblen. Interesting time in the sport. Do any of them ask you for advice on how they should navigate these waters, these fight game waters? You've done it for a long time. Do you find a lot of young fighters asking you for advice?
When I'm in the gym at American Top Team, younger fighters do, ask me questions and about ways I've done things or what they're going through at this part of their career. But like you said, Johnny Eblen is still a young man, and dude, he's got the world ahead of him. I honestly believe he's the best middleweight in the world. I really believe that.
Yeah, I think that's I just hope that he has a proper home there because PFL doesn't have him. Maybe they want that middleweight division to come over, but like I think he's in the UFC. He's a top 3, top 2, top 1 middleweight. I know some people scoff at that because maybe he hasn't fought the competition, but you could just see it, like with your eye. You can just see it.
I know it. Yeah, I see it. I know it. I watch his work ethic, his commitment, just his mindset. He's a student, and he really cares, and he's really dedicated to getting better in all aspects of fighting. He's going to be great, man. I know it. There are certain guys that you just know, and he's one that I know. I know he's going to be great. He already is.
No, he is 100%. Tomorrow, are you deep frying the turkey, or what are you doing? What's the plan?
Yeah, man. I got all kind of meats in my refrigerator right now. Theo Vaughn is here. He helped out with the good fight today. We're gonna hang out and cook. Start prepping tonight. Get everything in the oven probably late tonight. Maybe I got a turducken. Might put that in the smoker for 9 hours or so.
You got a turducken? That's always been a dream. It's turkey, duck, and chicken, right?
Yeah. That's Inception.
Do you make it yourself? Do you like put them all into each other yourself?
No. I picked this up.
And what is it? Is there an order, like one into one into one? Is there an order in which way it goes?
I think the duck goes in the chicken goes in the turkey.
Wow. This is crazy. And what's the appeal here? Why do you need to have 3 birds in one?
Why not?
It's just so crazy. We were talking about this on Monday.
Peter's worst nightmare, dude.
Yes. So Theo Vaughn is actually coming over for Thanksgiving?
He just left. He went and grabbed a coffee. Yeah, he's here. He's staying at the house. He came last Thanksgiving as well. He's actually doing a show Friday night or Saturday in New Orleans. We're going to drive up and go to a show.
Wow. I thought you guys were like, famous friends, not actual friends,
Nah, he's my actual friend. He's a good dude, man.
That's amazing. Well, tell him I say hi if you see him again, if he comes back after the coffee.
Yeah. I
wish you the best. Happy Thanksgiving. Good on you. Just wanted some DP, good cheer in my life on this Thanksgiving Eve show.
Come on, man.
We've decorated. Do you see our decorations here? Can you see it? I don't know if you can see. We have a cornucopia. Do you know what a cornucopia is, DP?
Yeah, of course. Okay. Somebody was just showing me. My friend's wife was just showing me she made one of those out of bread.
Oh, God.
And then she's going to stuff it with cheese and charcuterie action.
Wow.
Yeah. Serious business right there, man.
I just have a plastic one. I didn't know people actually put food in it.
Now, she weaved some pizza dough, egg washed it,
wow.
And made it. Yeah.
Incredible, the things people do. UFC 300, you got to be there. This has to happen. I would like to see it happen. I could go down the list of names, but I don't want to, we just want to fight, right? At the end of the day, we want to fight that makes sense, that matters, that gets you excited, that has meaning.
A fight that makes me scared, that's big. That's what I want.
Okay. All right. Well, keep us posted. Good luck to you. I'll work on that for you. If you need me to, to negotiate, to do anything, let me know. I'm here for you.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Dustin. All the best. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Great to see you. Appreciate the time as always, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, brother. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family as well. Everybody out there, be good to yourself. Treat yourself right.
Much love. There he is, one of the good guys, Dustin Poirier, joining us with some great words. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it very much. Hey, if you like this video, give us the old thumbs up. Subscribe as well. You can get many more of these videos on the channel, so please do that. We would love you forever if you did so.